Hello guys, welcome to my channel. This video does not relate to any idol's personal life and all the incidents mentioned are truly fictional. Jungkook opened his eyes and sat on the bed, breathing heavily, remembering the nightmare he faced 3 years ago. He calmed his breath and then looked beside him. He laid and caressed his 3.5-year-old daughter's head, who was sleeping peacefully beside him. Jungkook stood up and went near the window, looking at the dark sky. In spite of so many stars and moon, his sky was still dark as smoke. His mind went to how his beautiful life and complete family got wrecked in a snap of fingers. 7 years ago, Jungkook met a very beautiful middle-class girl. Her name was as beautiful as her face, Shin Hwan. She was the epitome of idol daughter, friend, human, and Jungkook knew she will be same when she will be his wife. They both fall in love when they were in college, and after dating for good 3 years, they decided to marry each other. They both love each other to the extent of death, but Jungkook's rich and elegant parents were against the relation. Jungkook tried to convince them so much, but their stone cold heart didn't melt on his pleading, and at last Jungkook left his generational wealth to be with Hwan. They married in presence of Hwan's parents happily. Jungkook started his business from scratch without his parents' support, and within no time he flourished like a bright star in the sky. He had everything in his life. He was smittenly, absolutely, completely, passionately, insanely, desperately, and especially hopelessly in love with his wife. His happiness had no bounds when he got to know that they were blessed by a new soul of their love inside Hwan's womb. They welcomed a daughter after 9 months, and Jungkook bragged about his joy in front of the whole world. He had everything till now, but just in a snap, his small, beautiful world collapsed when the biggest shareholder of his company betrayed him behind his back. The man whom Jungkook considered his best friend secretly made him sign the company in his name, and Jungkook was kicked out of his own company. He was left with nothing. But still, Jungkook was happy because he had his daughter and wife, who are his whole world. He could fight every obstacle, every difficulty when they are on his side, when they believe in him. Jungkook again began from zero, but this time fate didn't give much support to him. He tiredly worked day and night because whenever he returned home, his daughter's smiling, fluffy face and his wife's presence encouraged him to work harder. But things gradually started to fall when he witnessed a slight change in his wife's behavior. She was not as cheerful and supportive as before. She gets irritated more often. Jungkook thought she's behaving that way because of exhaustion, as his daughter Yeon is becoming naughtier day by day. But later, Vine's behavior started scaring Jungkook because she would leave Yeon at her mother's house and would often return late at night with an unknown man. Jungkook had full trust on Vine that she would not do anything wrong, but they started to have minor fights on this topic. Jungkook was angry on her for leaving their 6 months old daughter for the whole day. These things continued more often and led to big arguments. Jungkook already was facing so much during the day, and at night all those fights. He no more had strength to fight daily, so he would avoid talking to Vine. But this didn't mean he stopped loving her or his love decreased even by 1%. But one day something big happened, breaking their relationship apart miserably, pathetically, and tragically. Damn it, Vine, what is wrong with you? Jungkook, stop shouting like that. I'm tired. Stop shouting. How can I stop shouting, Vine? Our daughter is not even 1 year old and you're depriving her of mother's love? Jungkook, stop lecturing me every now and then. If you have invested this energy on your work instead of shouting, then we would not be facing what we are facing today. Jungkook looked at you in disbelief because he can't believe that you said these words to him. He saw the different look in your eyes which he found so unfamiliar, because the women he fell for was soft-hearted and polite human, but what he was watching now was just irritation, annoyance and infuriation on your face. Why and how can you say this knowing I'm doing every possible thing day and night without any sleep? I'm doing all this for you and my daughter. Why are you being like this? I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Then why can't you do it till now? Huh? You know what? It would have been better if I never married you. At least I should not have to listen your daily naggings after coming home tired. Jungkook felt a pang in his heart as your words strived like an arrow piercing his heart into pieces. He spoke in low voice as tears flew down his face. Wyan, I shouted because Jeon fell off the bed today, and she cried hard. But you were not there with her. Mom could not handle her. But I think nowadays your priorities are changed. With that, he exited the house in pain and anger. His heart wanted to believe that those words were not yours, but his mind pierced his heart with a dagger by making his heart believe that you are changed. That night he did not return home and was drinking heavily in the club. His head was throbbing with pain as your words kept echoing in his head. The club came on the verge of closing and the bouncers threw Jungkook out as he had no money to pay. He aimlessly drove his car in a speed and met with a major accident on the way. He woke up from that accident after 15 days, and the one he wished would console him broke him apart. The first words he heard after waking up in the hospital were, I'm fed up of you, Jungkook. I'm fed up of this kind of life. I don't feel love with you anymore. Instead of making me feel like a princess, you feel like a burden to me. You're useless. I married you so that I can pamper myself with luxuries, but I'm living like a maid. I deserve luxuries. I can't bear you and your daughter anymore. With that, you left him in his hardest time where he was jobless, injured, left with his 11 months old daughter all alone. He can't believe that when the wine he loved became so selfish, you broke Jungkook in a way where he lost all his emotions, where he locked his heart to never believe in love because it is a beautiful lie. All the love he had for you was transformed into hate, venomous hate. Now it's been 3 years to all that incident and Jungkook achieved the zenith of success again, this time without you. But still he can't get over you. The nightmares haunt him daily. Living without you was so difficult for him, but the only thing kept him alive was his daughter's love. Tears flowed down Jungkook's eyes remembering the past. He wiped his face as he heard his daughter calling him. Dada? Yes, princess. Dad is here only. He came back to the bed and saw his daughter who is rubbing her eyes with a small fist. Jungkook smiled and said, Baby, why you woke up? It's still night. Dada, I searched for you, but you were not there. Dada was not able to sleep, baby. It's okay, Dada. Even will make you sleep. Don't miss Mama. She will come back soon. Jungkook became overwhelmed by his daughter's words and he hid his face in her small body and she patted his head. Obviously she can't do it properly, but still it gave Jungkook a lot of relief. Next morning Jungkook got ready and also he ready Yeon. Dada, grandma will make tasty food for you, me. Let's go, fast, fast. Jungkook giggled on her excitement and they both arrived to their destination. The door opened revealing a middle-aged woman. Aiku, honey, see who came to meet us. She immediately picked up Yeon and kissed her cheeks. Dad also came and said excitedly, Uni, oh, what a surprise. Come to Grandpa, I missed you the most. Hey, hey, I missed you too. Dad took her from Mom and then Jungkook hugged Mom. They came inside and sat on couch. Dad sat with Yeon on his lap and said, Yeon, Grandpa brought you new game. Wanna see? Hyun nodded her little head excitedly and sat on the couch. She got busy playing the game, forgetting everyone, and Mom fed her banana milk, sweets, and all her favorites. Son, how is everything going? Good, Dad. Jungkook, why don't you shift with us? I know this house is small, but son, you will not be alone anymore. Mom, small is not the matter. I just don't want to bother you at this age. Mom shook her head. Wish I had you as my son and not an ungrateful daughter. Don't mention her in front of me. We never had a daughter. We only have a son, and that is Jungkook. Yeah, she must be slutting around with some rich man who can satisfy her greed for money. Mom, Dad, please. They are not Jungkook's parents, but your own parents. Your parents started to hate you after what you did with Jungkook. It's been a while, and Jungkook spoke. Mom, Dad, we must leave now. What? Why so early? Today is a very important meeting, Dad. I'll visit you on weekend. At least leave you in here. Take her when you return back. Let me ask her, otherwise she will cry. Baby, do you want to stay here with Grandma and Grandpa? Yoon quickly nodded. But baby, Dada need to go office. You won't cry afterwards, right? Dada also stay. Baby, Dada can't stay. Dada need to go for important meeting. Important? Yes, important. Okay, Dada, bye. You will stay here like a good girl? Yes. Won't trouble Grandma? Yes. Okay, give kissy. She kissed Jungkook's cheeks and he went after bidding bye. Jungkook was busy in files when someone entered his cabin without permission and he exactly knew who was that person. Jungkook, please agree. Not again, Mom. Why are you still stuck on that cheap girl? Why can't you move on? Please, for me at least, please go for this date. Mom, please leave. I don't want to listen that all over again. It's your daily drama. Jungkook, why can't you understand that whenever you don't listen to your parents' advice, you end up in mess? We warned you to not marry Wyan, still you did. And then she left you. Please listen to me now. Mom, leave. She sighed and left angrily. Jungkook massaged his head as today everyone is mentioning you. First his daughter, then your mom died, and then his mom. He's trying his best to distract himself, but today your thoughts, images, and memories are striking him more frequently. He sighed and stood up as it is the time for his very important meeting. He took all the essential files and went in the meeting room as his secretary informed him that the other company's CEO has already arrived with her team. The door flung open and Jungkook entered inside. He was about to sit on his chair, but his body halted in the same position as he saw that same face after 3 years. The face of the girl he loved selflessly. The emotion emerged as a lava and were about to come out, but at the right time he got interrupted. Mr. John? Mr. John? Yeah. Meet Miss Leah Kim. She's the CEO of Kim Group Corpo. Hello, Mr. John. Nice to meet you. She extended her hand and shook his hand with her. Hello, Miss Leah. Jungkook shook his hand with her, but his eyes were on someone standing beside Leah. Mr. John, this is my whole team and she's my secretary, Shin Wyan. Wyan bowed at him and extended her hand too. Hello, Mr. John. Jungkook did a rude hello and didn't even shake hands with her. She took back her hand while trying not to cry. The meeting ended in an hour and all went out except Leah, Jungkook and Wyan. Jungkook spoke in a taunting way. Miss Leah, I must say your secretary is so dull and inactive. Wyan felt embarrassed and went out after bowing. Mr. John, you should not talk to my employees like that. She's like my best friend. I will not like it. Yeah, whatever. The deal is on. I look forward to a collaboration. Yeah, of course. By the way, Mr. John, I heard you rejected your date. Huh? What? How did you know about that? 'Cause I'm your date. Oh, um, I'm sorry, I didn't know. It's okay. That's your decision. I've no problem with it. With that, she turned to leave, and Jungkook's mind again went to Wine, whom he saw after years. He felt overwhelmed and remembered what all you did with him. And again, anger started boiling in his body, and his heart wanted you to feel the same pain he was feeling each and every day. Miss Leah. Leah turned around in confusion and spoke. Yes? Do I still have chance? Can we go on a date now? Why you suddenly changed your decision? Maybe because I like you. She laughed and said, okay, see you tomorrow in Olsan Cafe 12 noon. Done. By the way, do you know I have a daughter? Yes, I do. With that, she went away and Jungkook fell on his knees as his tears ran down like waterfall. He was trying to control his emotions since the time he saw you, and finally, when he was all alone, he broke down. Oh, why? Why you have to show up again? Why, and why? Why you broke a happy family? Why you left us? Why you didn't thought even once about a small baby? Why you didn't think that how she will survive without you? Why? Just why? Jungkook sat there hiding his face in his palms. He had so many questions and even he had answers of those questions, but he did not want to believe that you left him for money. But again he remembered your each and every word, turning his sad tears in lava of revenge. Now you just wait and watch. I'll break you the same way you broke me. You will burn in the same fire of pain in which you left me lying. Meanwhile, Mom heard the doorbell and she caught up from the couch to see who's there while Dad and Yoon were busy in playing games. Mom opened the door and her body stiffened at the same place. She saw her daughter standing in front of their house after 3 years. Mom? She came forward to hug Mom, but a voice came from behind. Honey, who's there? Dad also came, and his expressions changed drastically. Your eyes went to the small figure sitting in the living room, back facing. A teardrop flew down your cheeks as you spoke. "I- is that my daughter?" But the next instant, your face jerked at the other side as you felt the hard sting on your left cheek. Your mom gave you a tight slap. She is not your daughter. She doesn't have mother. How dare you to show up in front of me? Mom, Dad, please Miss, we're not your mom, Dad. Our daughter died 3 years ago. Dad, how can you say that? Are you going by yourself or should I throw you out? Mom, please let me meet my daughter. Mom held your arm and pushed you hard. You fell on the ground and she closed the door on your face. A whimper left your mouth as you heard a crack sound from your wrist, but without minding that, you again looked at the door to get just one glimpse of your daughter, but the door was already closed. Silent tears again slid through your face, and you stood up from the ground, making your way back to your dark, monotonous life. Next day, Jungkook is waiting in the cafe for Leah as he had something in his mind, something that would affect Wine very much. Some minutes later, he saw Leah entering the cafe, but she was not alone. The petite figure behind her gave tranquility to Jungkook's body and soul. Um, Sorry, Mr. Jeon, I had a very important meeting nearby and had to come here directly, so I brought my secretary come best friend with me. Of course, I won't mind anyone. I'm only focused on you. Our date. Leah laughed and sat opposite to Jungkook, but Wine was still standing there processing everything. She didn't knew that Leah brought her for their date and Jungkook was her partner. Her heart dried at the thought of Jungkook being someone's date, and on top of it, Jungkook's every word hit her like a hammer. She tried so much to control the drops from her eyes to flow down, but those betrayers came out even after trying hard. She immediately wiped her face before anyone can see and sat silently beside Leah. Jungkook talked cheerfully with Leah, like he was trying to show Wyan that she had no importance in his life now. But surely he noticed her from side eyes. He noticed her wrist being wrapped in plaster. He had that extorting urge to immediately hold her hand and check if she is having any pain, but he stopped to not make a fool of himself in front of the women who left him for mere money. Vine sat there lowering her head as Leah and Jungkook talked like a close couple. On top of that, Jungkook didn't left the chance to taunt Vine every now and then. Jungkook, how old is your daughter? And Vine's ears stood up on this topic. She's going to be 4 in next few months. Oh, will she like me? Of course, she's a smart child. She senses it about who wants her good and who wants her bad. He said the word bad looking at Vine, and she looked at Jungkook in disbelief that how can he think that Vine will want her daughter's bad. By the way, Jungkook, if you don't mind, can I ask you something personal? Yeah, sure. Why your first wife left you? You know, Leah, some people are not just worthy of happiness. They destroy every relation for money and luxurious life. They don't value the love they get in front of their selfish comfort. Vine looked away as Jungkook's words are getting harsher and harsher. She don't know till when she will be able to bear it. Excuse me, I need to go to the restroom. Yeah, sure. With that, Leah went, and now only Jungkook and Vine were left there. Vine was afraid more than being awkward. She was afraid that how she will face Jungkook if he asked her something. Jungkook didn't ask her any question, but what he next said broke Vine to the extent that she had to hold the table, otherwise she would have collapsed then and there only. Isn't she a nice lady? I'm planning to marry her. I believe she won't be selfish and greedy as my ex-wife and will also give mother's love to my daughter. What say, Miss Vine? You looked at him with your blurred vision as tears filled in your eyes. Your lips trembled at the thought of your husband and daughter being someone else's, but you placed throne on your heart and spoke. Sir, you know best for you. Of course, I'm not naive anymore to make rash and shitty choices. Vine lowered her gaze and Leah came back, and she looked confused seeing both of yours facial expression. Is everything alright? Yeah, of course. I think we should get back. It was nice time with you, Jungkook. Yeah, I enjoyed your company as well. So we'll be meeting more often, right? Yeah, of course. Days passed by like that and Jungkook Leah met often, whereas Jungkook didn't left even a single chance to provoke Vine by saying mean things. He only wanted her to speak to him about the past things, but Vine always pretended that she didn't know him. This thing hurted Jungkook very much, and he tried every way to make you speak about the past by making you jealous with Leah. Whereas it was getting difficult for you to stay near Jungkook, the situations always brought you face to face often. It was getting hard for you, but you had to endure the pain. Today you came with Leah in a business party, and of course, again, Jungkook was there. Leah directly went to him as soon as she entered the party, and obviously, you have to follow her because you are her secretary. She hugged Jungkook and he hugged her back while looking at you. You gulped and looked away. Jungkook, how are you? I'm fine. How about you? I'm good. And what about Yeon? Vine's ears stood up, which didn't go unnoticed by Jungkook. She's fine as well. She often asks me about you. I think she really liked you. Oh, really? Tell her I will meet her again. You looked at Jungkook with two eyes as it pierced your heart that a stranger woman met your daughter, but you were not able to see your own daughter's face. You didn't even know how she looked like now. Annie, I'm tired. I'll go sit there. She said with so much difficulty without crying and went near the bar counter. She ordered so many shots and started to drink while crying, but the pain in her heart didn't decrease even a bit. She felt like someone was choking her and her breathing became hard. She immediately took out a packet of cigarettes from her bag and started to smoke one after the other stick while drinking. She took out another stick from the bag and lit it, but before the tip of the stick could touch her rosy lips, a strong grip held her wrist from doing that. What the fuck do you think you are doing, Miss Yuna? You removed his hand and again brought the cigarette near your mouth, but this time Jungkook threw it from your hand and pulled you very close to him while glaring at your soul. From when did you started these filthy habits? Sir, you should go to Miss Leah. She will think bad of you if she saw you with me like this. Understand? She pushed him and went away while he banged his hand on the counter while growling in anger. When was Olaf really this weak? Why can't you stop me and say, Jungkook, you are mine? Why the f I still have hope in you? Just why? You will still not talk about our past, right? You will avoid my questions, right? Fine then. I have to pull the last ace card. Leah entered her cabin happily jumping in the morning. There she saw Wine already being present. She immediately ran and hugged her excitedly. Wine got surprised. Honey, what happened? You look so happy. Wine, my bestie. I'm getting married to Jungkook. Our wedding date is fixed. Wine's smile fell eventually and she got stiffened on her place. Her mind didn't process Leah's words as her body went numb and she felt like someone stabbed on her heart and trampled it. Some tears drops gathered at the verge of her eyes and a single tear ran down her cheek when Leah shook her. Wine immediately wiped her cheeks and looked at Leah with faded smile. Congratulations, Onni. You are lucky. Thank you, Wine. Won't you say anything more? Your bestie is getting married, babe. Please love them with your whole heart. They deserve all the love. Give them the love they are deprived of all these years. Huh? How do you know? Just Mr. John's eyes show that. With that, Wine went out of the cabin and covered her mouth to not let out any noise. She wanted to immediately get out of this suffocating situation without thinking twice. She ran from there and kept running and running without a breath until she reached an isolated place behind the company building. She fell on her knees and cried hard. No, please, no. My husband and daughter, please don't take them away from me. I lost everything. I just lost everything. I've nothing left. My husband, my daughter, they both want someone else. What will I do now? Eventually, her hard whimpers slowed down to tiny sobs and sniffs. Why it hurt so much? Please, Wine, just be strong for one more time. Please. Jungkook is going to have a happy and complete family. What else do I want? That's what I wanted always. I want to see my Jungkook happy. And I must disappear from his life. This will be right for him, for me, and for all of us. Why Vine is behaving like this when she already left him before? Do you want them to end up together? Will Jungkook marry Leah for real? Thank you guys, that's it for today. Stay tuned to know what happened after this. And thanks for watching the video till the end. Please comment down below and let me know if you like it or not, because your comments really appreciate me and encourage me to write further storylines. So like, share and comment. Thank you guys.